Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to the Forts Pro League, where today we're going to be playing the semi-finals here with the crew. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you all for stopping by so early as we are just getting started here in this second week of the playoffs. So let's go ahead and introduce everyone who's joining us here in the voice call, starting off with Nose.
Hello and Curses, how you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. I want to say a quick shout out to Nose, who's one of the developers at the Earthworks studio and regularly joins us for the community activities such as today. And along with Nose, we have 42 scientists.
Greetings.
Hello, hello, hello. 42 scientists is running much of the actual cat herding. Tends to not speak much, but does get everything done behind the scenes, so we make sure to give him a good shout out every so often. But today we are starting off something a little bit different. Today is the semifinals day, but if you guys remember from last week, the final match of the quarterfinals was unable to be played during the usual time frame due to scheduling issues with the players. So we'll be jumping into the final match of the quarterfinals before starting out the semifinals. We'll be starting out with Cannon's winner versus the French fries. That way you guys get to see this battle before the semifinals start properly. And real quick, before we get carried away, I want to say shout out to Alienware. If you guys notice, everywhere we see the Forts Pro League logo, there is also the Alienware logo behind it, because Alienware is sponsoring the Forts Pro League. Yes, you heard that right. The prizes for this event, for this playoffs, get boosted up to a higher level by Alienware. So make sure to give them a shout out and check them out if you guys want to see that high quality merch and all those goodies. And that way we can get even more Forts content coming out here every single time. Yeah. Alrighty then, so we've got a few more minutes before we actually start the actual battle here between Cannon's winner and the French fries as we get everyone into the lobby and, well, herd the cats. And do you want to say for everyone in chat, we are running on a delay as is usual. So there won't be a whole lot of chat interaction. We'll be saving that for post-stream, post-FPL stream. And I'm looking forward to it. So the first one is going to be Cannon's winner versus the French fries. These are teams that, well, we haven't gotten to see just yet because, well, first match is the quarterfinals. And I'm happy about the player lineup here because these are players that are relatively old hands as they were. We have Mateo. It looks like Mateo back from Helicopter.
Yeah, it looks like he's put his name.
Correct.
He's gone to his original name. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, I thought Helicopter was a good name. Just, I know many of you guys in chat know him as Mateo, the laser god, the one who doesn't miss because he's just that good at aiming lasers. And of course, we also have Tar, which is a nice power couple, versus the French fries, Pile Roulier, and Caraba.
Pile is he streaming as well?
I believe
Yes.
I heard
Yeah.
yes. All right, so we may have, if you guys want to check out Pile's stream on Twitch, I believe, you guys can see first-person perspective of the French fries combat here. They will have both this matchup and, assuming that they defeat Cannon's winner, they may go on to the semifinals as well, which would be exciting.
And also, quick note is that it will not be Caraba thing for today. It will be the sub player Gus Eagle.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
Gustigo, another name that you guys know. You guys know and love. And let's see, do we have Salzwerk online today?
We should. I haven't seen if he has his stream up.
I don't see him in the category, so I'm wondering. But typically, Salzwerk will be in the... Oh, I may have him filtered out due to language barrier. Nope, I don't... Nope, okay. Salzwerk will typically be broadcasting these matches in the German tongue. So if you guys wish to see some other language for these same matches, make sure to check out Salzwerk for German. And there's usually also the French streamer, whose name I still cannot pronounce. But they should be live as well. So if you guys are looking for, well, any of the primary languages that most of the player base watches, it's available. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the vetoes phase so we can check out the map bans for the coming match. You guys remember we have a fairly standard pick ban system. Start with a couple bans and then picks back to bans for the leftover match.
Okay, 42, you want to maybe clarify what's going on here? Because sometimes I look at this and I get a little bit confused, even though I should understand this.
Yes, of course. So the map pool is comprised of 9 maps. And so what happens there is that first there are 2 map bans, and then each team gets to pick the maps for the first and second match. So here it will be up and down and stalactites. Then there are 4 bans, so that the leftover map will be the decider map for the last match. So in this case, cannons.
Right. So this is showing the order of the maps. So the very first one that's picked, so the very first match is going to be on up and down.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. Yep.
And so some teams prefer some maps over others. Looks like French Fries didn't want Skylines, for example. And it's understandable, some strategies are really strong on Skylines, and maybe the French Fries aren't willing to play these strategies, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And
if we end up at if we go to game 3, it'll be in Cavern.
Yes, that is correct.
Correct.
It is the decider map.
Yep. Okay, makes sense.
And when we move on to the best of 5s, it'll be the same thing, except there'll be 4 picks instead of 2.
Yes, exactly. And the 4 picks are back to back.
Very simple system.
Cool.
All right, so let's move on to the commander bans. Get an idea as to what strategies are going to be played today. First off, Seep and Overdrive are both banned. We won't see any
And also
missile
to
rushes in this
clarify,
matchup.
I guess, the commander ban system. So the map ban is done first so that every team knows on what maps they will be playing, and so they can adapt their commanders to adapt their strategies. So each team gets 1 ban first, and the bans are common for both teams. So neither team can play Seep or Overdrive. And then the picks are done, so each team gets 3 picks, and for best of 5 it will be 5 picks. They don't have to play them in order. They can pick any commander at any time, with the only restriction that if you won 1 game with a commander, you cannot pick that commander again for subsequent games.
Makes sense.
Yes. And what's interesting to me is we do see a Phantom pick, which is always fun.
Yeah.
The Phantom is
always very
just
sneaky.
the dirty, filthy cheese commander. So when you see a Phantom on the board, you don't even have to pick Phantom for Phantom to affect the matchup. Just having Phantom as an option just changes the way you as a player have to react to the opponent. Just like, is it a Phantom play this time? I don't know, but I have to go find out, so I have to spend extra resources to do scouting and such to make sure they either are or are not Phantom.
Yeah, I really
fun.
like watching the Phantom gameplay, the moving of the pieces of the, moving the weapons around. And, yeah, I just love that.
Yes. Phantom is one of the more fun commanders, to say the least. What is it? On some of the larger maps, you'll see. There's some mods, especially, but on larger maps, you'll see us play Phantom a lot during the community maps, just because it allows players to build things in one spot, and move them to another. So you could say, build a bunch of cannons inside the base where they're safe and away from the cannonade of incoming firepower, and then just move them into their weapon boxes when they're guaranteed to be safe. Or when you're doing something like flying forts and your opponent decides to fly behind you, you don't have to rotate your entire fort. You can just rotate the cannons, just turn the guns.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's very effective.
Mm.
And in matches like these, which are, you know, classic vanilla forts, Phantom instead just takes a more cheesy role to say, hey, I'm going to show you that I'm going for a cannon rush. But surprise, it was rockets the whole time. And suddenly, you know, you have people who just get blindsided by 3 rocket launchers. It's very powerful. Let's see. I'm looking forward to this. Let's see when we get when we get the teams in here, we'll be starting it up. Okay. Once they go live, they'll probably... Yes! The Kommunen Forts FR for the French name.
We're, can you hear the meowing? I can hear the meowing from here.
Why are you like this?
I am doing my best right now.
Spook, really? Do we see that pick nowadays? Well, it's... Spook is kind of a general... I'm going to describe as a generalist commander. Spook doesn't do any one thing particularly well. The biggest strength of Spook is that it steals money. So now you have to just kind of be on top of the commander ability and steal as much money as you can. Because when you're at this level of play, Spook, while nice for all of its information gaming, just isn't super strong. Like, you're not getting notable amounts of information beyond what you can normally get via the usual scouting methods. Certainly not during the early game, at least. Like, maybe during the later game when the fort's massive and there's a whole bunch of stuff all over the place, it's a bit easier to just pop the commander ability and look. But for the most part, it just doesn't provide a massive benefit. But stealing metal and energy, that could be big. That can be really big.
Yep.
Especially when we've seen hammer that button.
We've seen it where somebody's just waiting for their their resources to build up to fire some like onslaught of cannons or whatever, and then the Spook just steals it just before firing it at a crucial time. You know, and it's just, I love watching that kind of skill.
Yes, and it works really well. And it's like having an extra weapon. It's like, oh yeah, I fired a cannon and it did 150 metal worth of damage. Well, I pressed the commander ability and it did 200. And if you do that as often as possible, well, you just drain the opponent until they don't have the ability to repair themselves, and then any other weapons you have just finishes it off.
Yep. I think we're getting pretty close here.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's here.
Yes, I'm just waiting for a couple of information, but yes, soon. PM.
Yes. And then we'll be jumping right into the action here in about a minute or so. The meowing. The cats. They heard.
Mow.
Mow. All right. So what is it? Let me double check on. Oh God, it's beginning already. This is why I like to keep in-game chat on, so you could see all the sass that everyone throws at each other, all the competitors throw at each other. It's madness. It's all madness. All right. Players ready? And it looks like we're good to go. So we'll be jumping into the action momentarily. Cannon's winner versus the French fries. I'm excited to see what the first commander choices are.
Go.
Time's up, let's do this. Match is loading, and I want to say thank you once again everyone for stopping by, welcome to round 1, the first match of today's lineup. And we're off. Yes, there we go. Alright. So here we have on the left-hand side, it is Team Cannon's winner, Tar and Mateo, also known as Helicopter, playing as the Spook Commander. Spook Commanders getting themselves all set up and ready to know everything there is about their opponents. Their opponents here on the right-hand side, it's the team The French Fries, Ghost Eagle and Pile. Playing as the Warthog Commander. Things seem to be kicking off to a fairly standard start, nothing super exceptional. A little bit slow out of Mateo in terms of tech production, instead focusing on economy. So Mateo will be a little bit ahead on economy compared to everyone else. The French fries almost categorically ignoring economy in exchange for a pretty heavy tech rush. We are seeing Goose Eagle in the lower right for it, ignoring economy to go for an upgrade sensor and a workshop. That means swarm missiles on the way, and there it is. Interesting. Swarm missile Warthog. I haven't seen that in a while. Okay. So we're probably going to be seeing some earlier game shenaniganery out of Team French Fries here. I imagine Pile in the upper fort will be going for something along the lines of map control. We're talking shotgun spam with snipers. Whereas Goose Eagle in the lower fort is going for swarm missiles. This is the kind of play we would expect to see out of a Seep commander. And I'm wondering if... Oh, Pile going lasers instead. Okay. Interesting. I'm wondering if the French Fries said, hey, Seep is banned, so we're going to play Seep, and you're not going to expect it. This may also be why they've decided to hide the swarm missile. Not that it's particularly well hidden, given the exposure of the mines. They can see that it's only at 3, so... I'm not sure what the thought process is here. Now, here's the thing. Team French Fries does not know that Team Cannon's winner is the Spook Commander. At least not at this point in time. So Team Cannon's winner, that's Tar and Mateo, blue team on the left, they know full well what French Fries are doing. Like the entire thing. Nothing about it is a surprise. They know what strategy's being played here, they know what commander they are. So I'm wondering if French Fries is trying to rely on some information games here in order to take advantage of this surprise nuke. But it's not going to be a surprise, like not even a little bit. You see the token EMP coming out from Pile. Token EMP, classic, does some damage. Low risk, medium reward. Fairly cheap. Causes a fair bit of reaction out of blue team.
Oh.
Have a request for a pause.
I don't know why they asked for a boss.
I'm sure we will find out momentarily. I have disabled in-game chat for the moment.
Okay, he just had a connection drop out.
Okay, sure. Maybe just a hiccup, I guess.
Yep.
Mild internet hiccup has been resolved. It's one of the nice things about forts. Even when there's a major disconnect, it can be simply restarted after reconnection.
Yes, there are very obscure ways of dealing with strange situations as well. Let's just hope that we don't have to resort to that today.
I should certainly hope not. That always causes chaos. But the first missiles are launched. Red team, the front tries launching their swarm missile and nuke, and I'm not expecting any meaningful damage here. Yeah.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
Yep.
It is unfortunate for them. Well, I kind of think they were trying to rely on that actually. So we saw that the nuke was targeted at the bottommost point. I think French Fries saw that. Oh, Cannon's winner has this massive thick chunk of wood. Hitting the nuke at the front of this will do nothing, so I'm gonna try to slam the bottom of it, and it just didn't work out.
Yep.
Which is not terribly surprising. Ooh, Buzzsaw. Taking out all the defenses around the mines. Interesting.
I think Buzzsaw is possibly one of the most significant weapons we've added to the game.
Oh yes,
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
for sure.
If you think about it,
Yeah.
what life before the Buzzsaw was
It was very
Fort,
different.
it was quite different.
Very, very different. It's the wood spam. Wood spam's just solving every defensive problem, and Buzzsaws being the hard counter to it.
I have still not adapted to the buzzsaw's existence.
It's very strong at solving the buzzsaw problem. Or the wood span problem.
Yes.
It does nothing else really, but it doesn't need to.
Oh yeah, you need it. That's what you need it for. I mean, that's why we added it. It's just like can't have that wood span go unchecked.
Wait a minute.
You know?
Nothing. It just disintegrated it. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Nothing survived that howitzer to even drop onto Pile's base. Like I was thinking, oh, the
Wasn't
howitzer's
even
gonna
there
hit.
to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's either howitzer's gonna hit and the laser beam's gonna fall down and cause some internal bleeding or something. Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
It just disintegrated. Atomized.
Well, that could have
It's
been
gone.
worse, actually.
That could have
actually
been way worse. Yeah. Imagine if that plasma fell down and damaged the struts back there.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I think that right here is the new kit that he was looking to get the first time. Hit from below,
Yeah.
deal some damage. I think that's what he
It
was
is
looking for the
interesting to
first
see
time.
Tar build just one plasma and nothing else.
It is very interesting. Tar known for building like 9 cannons
Oh yeah.
and not getting punished for it, which I think has something to do with him joining the community matches so very often. It's like, oh hey, community matches, I can have some fun, which means I could actually build 9 cannons and not get punished because no one on the other team builds a sniper
Right.
or knows what a sniper is.
And also, like, I just played a few games with Tar, like, a few hours ago, and he admitted himself that he has terrible laser aim.
They're surprisingly
he's so used
hard
to
to
the
use.
drops of
Yeah.
cannons, so...
Yeah. The lasers are surprisingly hard to use because they're so perfectly precise that you need like pixel perfect mouse aim in order to make it work.
shot. That was a
Although-
great shot.
That was a beautiful shot.
Yeah, he knew how to
Completely-
aim this time.
Yeah, you got it this time. Completely missing all of the internals, but over penetrating the base, so that's a good start. Missed the batteries and the plasma and the tech, but did get through the base.
Yeah, I guess.
There we go. Shotgun coming online, taking out the howitzer. And there's the replay. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I was wrong. The replay did actually show taking out the plasma, the energy weapon tech. I missed that. That laser
Love
beam
the,
did
yeah, this
some real
will-
damage.
Really
This will
like the
definitely set him
picture-in-picture
back a
replays.
good while.
Yes, that will set back Pele quite a bit. And yeah, I do like the little instant replay. That is very nice
He's
touch.
awesome.
Not often we get instant replays.
No.
It feels like watching like a good sports match.
Yes. Whoa, howitzer. Enough splash damage to knock Pele's core down to 95%.
Yeah, we were speaking about buzzsaws, but howitzers have definitely been very significant as well.
Yes. They've even... Howitzers are strong enough that that an entirely specialized flavor of wood spam has been developed just to deal with howitzers.
I mean, back in the days, wood spam was basically just spamming wood. Now it's very structured, very specific.
Yes. And then Warthog comes around and invalidates it all because it breaks one extra shred of wood. Causes the whole base to collapse. The entire power of Warthog, even more powerful against experienced players. Oh! Yeah.
You can see that happening.
The moment that second cannon came online, I was like, oh, that's lethal damage right there.
Yeah.
Just a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit too much.
Yeah, that was nicely done. So they've switched. Now it's co-op on death is enabled, so they're able to reclaim those mines.
Yes. That's one thing I do want to shout out again for those who have been following the Forts Pro League this time. Co-op on death is enabled. That means every time a player is eliminated, they get control of their teammate's fort. Which means that the final remaining fort has double the APM as it had prior to the elimination of one player, of one core, I should say. So really, it is still a 2v2. Just one team is
Yeah.
substantially less developed in terms of production.
They lose the income of that other core as well.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, the core income isn't that big of a
It's
deal.
not
It's
huge.
more, it's
Yeah.
not huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more of the losing the whatever built-up structure was involved. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Any weapons,
Turbines
tech.
tend to be it's the weapons, the technology, and the turbines usually is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because
And actually, like, it wasn't because of co-op on death that he could grab those mines. It's just that they've got the APM to be able to do that and continue fighting.
yes,
And the good polybridge skills.
Yep.
because that's one of the things. Because like co-op on death definitely does extend the matches. Sometimes it feels almost unnecessarily so. It's like, oh hey, we've lost a player, and the map condition is such that, the game condition is such that one team is almost guaranteed to win. So it just kind of feels like it extends the match. But Forts has just enough comeback mechanics and capabilities that allowing the near defeated team just enough APM to properly fight back can absolutely swing the matches. And it happens just enough that it turns these games into, oh hey, wait a minute, player's down. Does that make them stronger? Do they get that lucky hit now that they can sit there and focus on landing the lucky hit? Does it completely turn the game around? And that has happened just enough times that it's been a wonderful treat to see this co-op on death throughout the Forts Pro League. Even though
This,
I imagine it's not going to make a difference here in this particular match.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we can
I
see.
think if it wasn't co-op on death, I think they would be gone already.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because right now, Red Team, believe it or not, still isn't still isn't out of money. They still have money to spend, and they're not floating, but they are spending their money, and they're not super starved. They're going to get starved quite rapidly as these cannons fully bear down upon them, but for the moment, it's the APM that's causing them issues, and so having two players is helping immensely. Like, look, they even managed to launch the nukes. Oh, yeah, that backfired.
Yep.
Could have seen that one coming.
I think that may have been the Hail Mary they were hoping for, but
Yeah, that's what I was really wondering about. It's like, we've had this conversation many times before, but you can never count out a player when they have nukes, because nukes sometimes do nuke things.
yep.
But Cannon's winner, the blue team here on the left-hand side, has so much anti-air that the chances of the nuke doing nuke things is just kind of unrealistic. And I think Cannon's winner has recognized that Team French Fries isn't out of money yet, and so they're trying to focus on the economy. We saw the cannons in the previous fire, at least the Strek before last, aiming for the upper group, and now they aim the laser and cannons to the lower mines, trying to damage the income. Because the most consistent way to remove a player, especially with this much money income and APM to spend it, is to starve them out. Just drain them of eco until they physically can't build things. And it looks like that's what they're doing. Because yeah, look at the fire beam go into the mines. I expect to see cannon follow up in that location. Oh, it was lasers instead. And yeah, they took out one mine across the top and exposed the mines on the bottom. Oh, so close.
So
Very
close.
close, yeah. It should really work on this aim.
Yeah. Why are you like this? And yeah, there's the fire beam igniting the top section, which will burn without the ability to extinguish, and so it'll all come crumbling down as it burns to the ground.
Oh,
And
shot.
there it goes.
That was nice. There it is.
Really good.
And there we have it. Team Cannon's winner taking victory in round 1 of this best of 3. Yeah. As we saw there, Team French Fries ran out of money after getting their mines disconnected. So that is the most consistent way to end the game, and Team Cannon's winner knew it. Well done, the Team Cannon's winner, taking round 1 in this best of 3. Next up, we'll be moving on to, I believe it is up and down. Let's go ahead and check out some of the replays of those shots before jumping into the next round. Ah, the double cannon.
Ooh, that was...
Yeah. Very satisfying. Just cannons punching through. Look how quickly reconnection happens. Boom. The explosions never get old. Just watching it all crumble makes me very
I
happy.
know, right? That's always been a good thing about forts. It's the destruction.
Yes. Alright, so next map will be, I believe that is stalactites. It'll be stalactites 2v2. So we will have a couple hanging bases. Stalactites is a map where we expect to see howitzers. It is the howitzer meta. Very strong. Very strong, very good at what it does. What it does is rampant destruction. More accurately, it breaks the background bracing, and the big thing about the howitzer on stalactites is the forward most node for the foundation node for the forts is the most vulnerable. And if you can hit that with the howitzer, because howitzers are notorious for breaking foundation nodes as well as background bracing. If they can hit that, then it just kind of breaks the the entire fort. And so getting the howitzer into that spot is just the strategy, like most of the time. It works very well, and so we see that as a meta strat.
I think we... Yep, we've changed the map.
Alright, looks like we're good to go. So we'll be jumping into round 2 here in a few seconds. Alright, and a quick shout out that Pile, one of the competitors here on Team French Fries, is currently streaming. You can make sure to check them out if you want to see the first-person perspective. And it is actually kind of nice to be able to see the first-person perspective and the spectator cam perspective, the caster perspective, because then you can just see the differences and compare. Say, hey, this is what it feels like to experience this. As I'm commenting on how they're getting pummeled into the oblivion. Alright. Now we're off to round 2 in this best of 3. We have... Yes, the sides are swapped. So we have the French Fries here on the left-hand side, Gustigul and Pile, playing as the Armadillo Commander. A fairly popular choice ever since its rework. Armadillo Commander specializing in, well, armor. Its whole gimmick is that metal is cheaper, and repair costs across the board are cheaper. It makes it a very strong commander for just turtling up and going late game with cannons in a rather cost-efficient manner. On the other hand, you have what is effectively the opposite style of commander. We have Pinch Fist. You guys are very, very familiar with Pinch Fist and this spindly base design, this skeletalized structurization. Tar and Mateo will be selling off all of their internal goodies to afford other internal goodies and boost themselves along the tech tree to get even more weapons out quicker than the French Fries will. Classic strat worked really well. It is typically just typically the entire strategy is just get cannons and or lasers and get them faster than the opponent and then shoot the opponent. That's it. That's all you do. You get weapon, you shoot weapon, win game. Not a lot of thought goes into it. There's not a lot of nuance to it. It just does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage very quickly. We'll see exactly what strategies are here in a moment. We are seeing an upgrade center out of Tar in the top right base, so we'll be not going the fastest possible Pinch Fist rush. But I presume that will be howitzers, as Tar is in the stereotypical howitzer position. Mateo going for laser beams. We're going to see plasma, probably first out of Mateo, coming up here in about 15 seconds. On the other side, French Fries. Looks like it's going to be all lasers all day. Understandable. This is another map where lasers are quite the good choice. Anytime you have the ability to slice the opponents off their foundations, just like slice them off the top, any hanging base really, makes for a good laser map, because the lasers are another weapon that hits background bracing. So if you can slice them off the top, they just fall. It's a very strong strategy. The problem with lasers is that they don't deal a lot of damage overall. So what you get is something that does relatively small damage but a high penetration power. While that works, a relatively low damage but high penetration power. While that works at destroying background bracing, if your opponents get something like, say, I don't know, 5 upgraded mines here out of Tar, then you just don't have the raw firepower to punch through whatever defenses are constructed. So that's one of the downsides of lasers. So typically you don't want to have both players on the team going for laser beams, but I mean, it works, especially if you focus fire. Like double fire beam, plasma beam in the same position just wipes out an entire fort because it overpens the fort, burns and penetrates through everything, slicing off the entirety of the the entire fort from its foundations on the ceiling. Is that double
Yes.
howitzer? Tar's going double howitzer. I didn't realize he was saving up for that. I mean, if you're gonna go double howitzer, like Pinchfist is the one that do
Double
it.
the
but,
explosive.
Oh my god, yeah.
And
Good
double the
lord.
death if he loses one.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, losing one is already a death sentence, but now he has to defend two? Ugh. Ugh, that's... I hope the French fries are going for Armadillo and choosing not to build weapons, because if Tar gets shot, he's dead. Very dead. We do see some...
They are
ener-
pinch fist, and he does have 5 loaded mines, so he might be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean... And the French fries are going for laser beams, so that's not a whole lot of damage. It's just, it's gonna be rough.
Oh.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, really good
Classic
shot.
timing attack. Just as Pile is constructing that plasma beam, as it's unable to be repaired, Cannon's winner comes in with the slightly faster plasma, or slightly faster fire beams, and destroys Pile's plasma beam while it's under construction. I mean, it's the classic timing attack. You know, if you can get that 15... There's like a 30-second interval between two build orders where the pinch fist player will have a completed weapon while the French fries or the armadillo player will not have a completed weapon. But it'll be the same weapon. And it could just penetrate and deal damage. Like unrepairable damage. It's very nice. We get to see it there in the instant replay. So, Ghost Eagle has an impenetrable fort right now. That's just, I mean, it's big, thick, chunky, and I think Tar is intimidated because Tar hasn't fired his weapons yet. He's gonna do it now, but like, what do you do about this? Alright, yeah, he's aiming for not Ghost Eagle. Oh my god, that almost penetrates anyways. The fire beam actually cuts deep enough to ignite Ghost Eagle's core, bringing it down to 81%. Good lord, man. Like, I realized Ghost Eagle's defenses were angled upwards to defend against the howitzer, but good lord, that was still a lot to punch through. Okay, well, Ghost Eagle is playing Team Tank. That explains a little bit, actually, as to why Ghost Eagle is refused to build weaponry. I think the plan here is Ghost Eagle builds such a thick, just block of wood that the howitzer player physically can't damage Pile because there's no firing angle available. I think that's the plan. And then Pile just goes mass weapons. Which is an interesting idea. I think it's not going to work. Mostly because Pile has already lost the laser duel. And also because Ghost Eagle, honestly, Tar just doubling down with the howitzer, it's coming in clutch right now. As we see ignited howitzers, double ignited howitzer, just pummeling Ghost Eagle. Just a lot of damage, and I think Ghost Eagle's not prepared for that kind of damage, even with the mass eco and armadillo defensive abilities. Oh my god, dude, Mateo, triple, quadruple, quadruple laser merging, dude. Holy
my God.
smokes. Like,
I am not too surprised for this.
I mean, you're correct. There's a reason he has a reputation for that. But Oh my god, is it just disgusting to see?
Wow. Wow.
And it all comes crumbling down. Oh man.
Oh,
Why are you like this?
oh my god, that was spectacular.
Do a backflip.
Oh my god.
Okay, so much just happened there.
Yeah. Alright, well.
Wow, that was
Oh,
amazing.
GG.
Everybody's dead. There you go.
No survivors. That was madness. That was wonderful.
Ooh.
That was absolutely beautiful. Team Cannon's winner going 2-0 in this best of 3, knocking the French fries out. And Cannon's winner moving on to the semifinals. Yeah, that was good. That was really good. I like that. I will say the beautiful laser merge out of Helicopter Mateo, just punching clean through Peel's armor and just going clean to the core was impressive enough. And then doing it a second time to punch all the way through Goose Eagle. But to be fair, Goose Eagle ate all of the heavy weapons, like double howitzer. Like that was disgusting. That was just a lot of damage all at once. Made me very happy to watch. That made me very, very happy to watch. Only to see Mateo go with the BM self-destruct. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's madness. It's all madness all the way down.
It was just all just aggression and madness.
Yes. Makes me very happy. Alright, well, congratulations to Team Cannon's winner, moving on to the semifinals.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and... let's see if we can't get a nice slow-mo replay of those beautiful shots.
Yeah, okay. Well, that
There's the
was
howitzer cleanup.
definitely
You see it
yeah.
cutting through the background bracing. Classic howitzer. As it all comes crumbling down into the abyss.
Yeah,
And
here we go.
here's that laser. Dude, it's so perfectly aimed.
Yeah. Well, it is annihilated.
And it's gone. It just, all 4 lasers through a single block of wood. Clean to the core.
Very
It's
good.
a lot of damage. Alright, so now we are moving on to the semifinals proper. Looks like we're starting with Folium Veride and Yacht.
Another couple fan favorites, I think.
Yes. Folium Veride, the team of Eaton and Jernistian. One of the fan favorite teams. Facing off against Yacht, who's, well, I'm pretty certain the name carries the reputation here. Though, to be fair, the players involved are, befitting such a name, I think. But that is something we will get back. We'll be moving on to this first semifinals match after a quick break as we get the lobby set up. We'll take a quick 5-minute break, so make sure to grab yourselves a drink, get up and stretch, as we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 4 of the Fords Pro League, where we're kicking off the semifinals right now. I want to say a shout out to everyone who's joining us, who has just joined us, and for those who have been hanging around since the start of the stream, as we're about to showcase Folium Veride versus Team Gyat. Remember, a quick shout out to the sponsor Alienware, who will be providing some extra gifts, some extra prizes to our victors, and today, we'll be seeing which of the 4 remaining teams will be moving on to the finals to earn those prizes themselves. So let's go ahead and jump into the picks and bans. In this first matchup here, Folium Veride versus Gyat. Remember that this is a best of 5, so we'll be doing at most 5 rounds for this particular matchup. Looks like Balls and Wingman will not be played within this group. We'll be starting off with Up and Down, moving on to Vanilla Large, Stalactites, and if it comes down to it, potentially Boonies. Surprised to see Skylines banned so deep in the lot. And the tiebreak,
I would expect it to be
beyond
picked
cabinets.
before, I guess.
Yeah. I guess neither team has any particular strong feelings versus Skylines. We may see some, well, we do know that Folium Veride and Gyat actually are known to do co-op strats out the gate, so I'm guessing they didn't care too much about Skylines and just decided to ban it, probably because they don't care. They just needed to ban something at that point. Figured they may as well ban that one. But let's go ahead and check out the commanders. Alright, so it looks like Spook and Overdrive are banned. Curious to see Folium Veride banning Spook. That one surprises me.
Like, don't look at our stuff and don't steal our stuff.
We have very similar commander picks.
Firebird.
Yeah, Firebird out of Folium Veride. I mean, Firebird, honestly, Firebird is just one of those commanders that's like just fine. Nothing wrong with him. But doesn't fit particularly well in terms of, like, she's not a top 3. So you never see her in a best of 3. But beyond that, when you start having the stretch, it's like, okay, well, now we need a commander to choose. What do we pick? Because we gotta pick 5 of them. Well, sure, we'll pick Firebird. Kind of surprised to see not Phantom. Or to see a lack of Phantom. Just across the board. I would expect, like I know Phantom isn't the most consistent commander, but just having it on the board as an option is a threat. And we know that both teams involved are fully capable of wielding Phantom strats. Alright, well, I believe the match is made, and the players are ready, so we should be able to jump into the action here in a moment, as we start off the best of 5 between Folium Veride and Team Gyat.
That name is killing our text alignment.
Yes, and we are not pronouncing it properly. It should be Gyat.
Needs more screaming.
Needs more ah.
More per Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off to round 1 in this best of 5. Looks like we're starting out with Pinch Fist versus Scattershot. Alright. So here we have on the left-hand side, Jesus, the selling on that looked a bit aggressive. Even by Pinch Fist standards, I was scared for him. I was like, they're not selling off the core this early, right? Like, no, okay, they're not. Nope, they're fine. Team Gyat, Butterdog and Gengar playing as Pinch Fist over here. That means selling off most of their base in exchange for money, which they can then spend on additional income and or technology, usually both. You should expect to see a basic tech rush into heavy weapons out of them. Whereas on the other side of the fort, on the right-hand side, in the red, it is Team Folium Veride. Eaton and Jornistian playing as the Scattershot commander. Scattershot, I kind of expect them to go with 20 mil spam. You'll love to see it. Do expect a heavy weapons rush style build out of Team Folium here. I imagine it's just gonna be both players going 20s, although there are varietals of the Scattershot builds, like one player going 20s, one player going lasers or something of the sort. Like there's no singular strategy that is utilized 100% of the time, but it's a pretty high chance that it's just 20s out of both players and nothing but 20s. We will see another nuke rush out of the Pinch Fist team, as we saw last time as well. So it'll be double nuke with laser support out of Team Giat. Now this is one thing I do like to see, and this is coming out of Eaton in the bottom right corner. It's a buzzsaw. Team Giat has revealed that they are Pinch Fist. So Team Folium Vrida knows that it's going to be nothing but wooden struts all over the place, which means buzzsaw becomes a real threat. Not only does it become a real threat, but like they could go directly to core here and deal core damage if they really wanted to. And Team Folium knows this. Now, it looks like Folium's not actually going to be trying to take advantage of that beyond just causing pressure. Like we don't see AP snipers, we don't see regular snipers, we don't see multiple buzzsaws. It's just one buzzsaw that's going to be obnoxious at some point. When that point is, not sure. It could have happened already, but didn't happen yet. Eaton in the lower fort is going for the standard howitzer build. Jornistian looks like also going for the standard howitzer build. We're probably going to see... no, okay, no. Jornistian's going 20 mils, never mind. So we're going to see 20 mils out of Jornistian and howitzer out of Eaton. So it won't be all 20s all day, but it'll be a lot of 20s. Yeah, that's the buzzsaw, doing buzzsaw things. It's doing what buzzsaw does. Interesting to see Butterdog in the lower left fort going for mass upgraded mines. That changes things a bit. Look at that! Not a single shred of wood. The one buzzsaw just blows up Butterdog's first placed laser beam, which is, you know, painful for Butterdog. It was only a fire beam, so it's not going to set him back an incredible amount, but that's still, you know, fairly substantial. You don't want to lose your first fire beam. It's unfortunate. Especially given that's going to throw off the timing, meaning the fire beam won't be available to defend the nukes during the first launch. So Gengar will have to fire the first nuke without it being defended. I'm curious to see a lack of anti-air out of Team Folium here. These nukes are revealed, and Folium does know about it. They are reacting by just building sandbags and spaced armor. So this is not a we're gonna try to take map control and shoot down the nuke. This is we're gonna face tank it kind of deal, which is a little
They are going to
unusual.
break the nukes with their mind's powers.
Yes, they're gonna break the nukes with their mind powers, and that I mean just by face rolling it. And this is why I was concerned. Because at least one of these players was unprepared in a very specific spot. That spot right there. Eaton falls, quite literally, into the abyss, which is unfortunate.
Wow.
Rematch. Okay.
Yeah. Rip Eaton got a little greedy, got punished by double nuke. No anti-air. They saw this coming. They did react to it, just not fiercely enough.
Oh, he left.
Oh.
Wow.
He didn't
no.
even join his teammate. Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Why you like this? Well,
he could have helped out Venissian.
I mean, to be fair, he still can rejoin and help out, but like, this game is not over.
No.
Not
But
by a long
I
shot.
will ping him on Discord and
yeah, he should really come back. Really. Yeah.
Oh no.
Wow.
Getting wiped out so
I
quickly.
mean, nobody expected that. That's
No.
for sure.
I mean, I did. I called that, but
Yeah.
No, you didn't call like the kill.
I didn't
like,
call it
Yeah.
specifically. But like that was what I was alluding to. It said they're gonna face roll this, but I think it's a mistake because there's a spot right there it could be aimed at. But yeah. So that was an issue, but Jernistian is actually in an okay position here because Jernistian's got anti-air, a little bit hurting for the APM, but defends the nuke quite cleanly, and with commander ability active, almost punched clean through to Gengar's core in the first volley. The second volley's not gonna do better, but can still do a lot of damage. And we see Butterdog's, as a spectator, we know that Butterdog's eco is vulnerable to destruction. As Jernistian doesn't know that. That won't necessarily stop him from trying. There it is. Getting some good damage.
To be fair, Eaton's ping was like 4 times what everybody else's was. Not that
Yeah.
that's a total excuse, but
I mean,
it was still within
is-
reasonable amount, you know.
it's geographical position that makes him have higher ping, so
Yep, yep,
he should be expecting the ping anyway.
yep. Yeah.
And I mean, he is Eaton, so
yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oof. The fire beam is burning the plasmas. Now, if there was just a little bit more APM on Team Folium here, those plasmas are fully exposed and a single sniper can remove them. I think Jornistian knows this and is attempting to get the snipers on the board. Oh, well, that's not good. Desync detected, and I am disconnected. Nope, I am disconnected. Alright.
Oops.
How has this occurred? No, just the client was disconnected. As in, I got kicked out of the server. Looks... We need to pause. We need to pause. Why are we... Thank you. Okay.
We'll just a bit of a glitch. It's interesting. Hopefully it holds together.
Yeah, that was rough. But we can get all the players back in. Actually, kind of surprised to see Butterdog requesting a restart.
Okay. Is everybody connected? Are we good to go? Oh, it looks like Eaton's. Yeah, he's joining now.
So we had 2 players requesting a restart, which is interesting, and I don't know if that's appropriate.
I don't think so at this stage. I haven't seen anything aside from this desync, be a problem. That was Hmm.
Yes, and yeah, and there's also we also didn't the host did not pause within like 20 seconds of the crash of the disconnect, who that caused substantial burning and fire damage that should not have been. So we may, because yeah, Butterdog is offline right now, or at least not in the server. So game state wise, I think it is okay if we continue, because when everyone disconnected, but it is going to be up to, yes, if there's a ping issue, and let's get the players involved in this.
We'll just let everybody's kind of trying to rejoin, and we'll just wait, see if it stabilizes, and we should be able to continue. It's unfortunate what happened to Eaton, but I feel like that's, you know, I was watching his ping while it happened. It was like 200. He had a ping of 200, which is still what I think acceptable. Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like the disconnect hit everyone, so we didn't.
Yep.
We didn't have an instance of one team getting an advantage. Yeah. It was like everyone got kicked. Everyone desynced, like all the players involved. So while there was some fire burning, it didn't break anything too important. But next time we need to be a little bit quicker on the pause. Oh.
See if the game can survive
Got
this.
some ping. Yeah, Butterdog failed. We gotta pause again. Yeah.
Hmm. No.
I think we have too many North American players. Oh dear. I wonder what has happened that caused such a rampant desync.
It seemed
is.
I think it desynced when Eaton rejoined, is my suspicion. Yeah.
It did. When Eaton rejoined, it all went sideways. Which is unusual. That's the unusual part. Like, what happened that to cause it to desync? And of course, Butterdog is, despite having good solid ping the entire time, unable to rejoin. Which is another weird thing.
Okay.
Does he get stuck on the loading screen? I said we give it another try. We may have to restart, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Alright,
Okay,
let's
so-
give it an unpause, and then
Yeah, see what
if it
happens.
fails again, we just have to restart. Yeah.
Yep.
If it's... Yeah, because otherwise it's just unplayable. Okay.
Yep, looks like they're going.
There it is. The anti-air coming in clutch. We have 2 players on fully Meride. Alright. Okay, so we're back into the match in full swing. Love to see it. That was messy, but we're here again.
Yeah, we're mostly... Yes.
Please do. As if it happens again, that's gonna be like a full restart. And you see, this is why... Oh! He just saved
That fire.
it there.
That fire beam.
This is, yeah. This is why I was saying the restart is not necessary in terms for game state. I mean, Butterdog almost died. If those... If that shotgun blast of 20s had landed, that would have been a dead Butterdog. Just right there. And the snipers from Folium are becoming oppressive.
Oh, that was good.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The double nuke lands, splashes on the ablative armor, so Folium Veride's remaining base is in okay for now. Oh lord. Oh, it's looking rough. Butterdog getting pummeled almost out of the game. Honestly, just the snipers from Folium Veride are... They're all dead, but they did the damage they needed. Like, all of the damage. Butterdog is struggling out here. Gengar is okay for now, has not been targeted. Also has energy shields internally, which is keeping him in the game for the moment. Look, and there goes another fire
The
beam.
sniping is real.
It is. It is. And we're going to see mortars added on top, which should make a huge difference. Just the exposed snipers are devastatingly powerful. The 20 mils left unchecked as there are no more fire beams. Now they're
And
getting
soon
some
with another
damage in.
active. But it looks like Gengar has a bunch of energy shields to protect from the 20s.
Yes, and he's had the energy shields up for quite a long time now, and they haven't really helped. Not that they've been useless, but the energy shields have been either destroyed or shut down due to damage, near consistently. From the 20s, actually, just because of the splash on them. As Gengar just has a little bit much in front of them, so those shields are taking too much damage and getting shut down, as opposed to just reflecting the 20 mil rounds.
It looks like the shield will defend the active as well, which has not been used.
And when nuke lands, with no follow-up, Folium Veride is free to just repair and move on. Looks like Eaton's base and strategy is coming back online here in a moment. I'm surprised to see the mortars haven't been used yet. I think Yachts probably suspects those mortars are anti-air and are going to be at a world of hurt when suddenly they realize, oh no, it's more offensive firepower. The Dord sniper losing to the exposed snipers. It is worth
Bottom
noting
holster
here.
will definitely help not.
Yeah. You know, despite Folium's rough start here, I'm actually gonna put Folium as advantage for winning here.
I mean, they have more weapons right now. More effective
Yeah,
weapons.
they
at
have
least.
more weapons.
I mean,
See,
more effective weapons
220s
because
and a
like
howitzer.
the
Yeah,
nukes
yeah.
are basically shut down.
Yes. And once that howitzer reveals itself, it's gonna be a death
Death.
blow. Yeah, like we see here.
Oh.
Oh, he survives.
And the mortars are revealed, and that's a terrifying sight right there, when the mortars come online. Is that it? Oh, it's crumbling, and it's
Wow.
gone.
How the turntables.
They turn.
The turntables are turning tables.
Yeah. So this is... At this point, this is Folium Veride's map to lose. As they have a notable advantage here in combat. Giat isn't quite out of it just yet. The portal nukes are coming online, and with portal nukes comes potential. But I mean, they have a very limited time to get those nukes across the board, and there's substantial anti-air to clear it out. And when I say limited time, I mean very limited time. The mines... Yeah, okay. Well, there go the portal nukes. Or should I say the portals for the nukes.
Ease.
The mortars just doing a little bit extra damage. Not the biggest threat on the board, but the consistent damage, the meaningful amounts of chunking. Sometimes it's all you need. It's like an extra cannon round. I mean, the triple mortar, cheaper to fire than cannons, faster and more DPS than cannons. They're just some of the most cost-efficient damage on the board. And if there's no anti-air to keep them in check, I mean, this is what we get. This is what happens. The base just falls apart. Think of it. All of this off the back of a couple snipers.
Yeah. I mean, shows you the effectiveness of co-op on death, you know?
There it is. There you have it. Victory to Team Folium Veride. After a rough start and some technical difficulties, they come out on top and take round 1 in this best of 5.
Rough start is a very big understatement at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and check out the slow motion replays of the killing blows. Yep, the double nuke.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Kaboom.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
just
those-
hits the foundation node and the whole place comes crumbling down. Classic. Followed up by the cannons coming in for the cleanup. I believe it was actually the buzzsaw that got the last hit, right? Chopping through the stability tech.
Yeah, it was the next one. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. There it is.
Just weakened
It
it.
just chopped the stability tech just enough to cause it to start a zipper effect. That was beautiful. And then turning the entirety of the firepower into Giat, the final remaining core. That's a lot of damage.
Yep.
That is
That's
a lot
why
of damage.
I should never say die.
Excellent. Alright, so let's get ourselves ready to move on to round 2. Folium Veride versus Team Gyat. Round 2 out of 3, coming soon. Just clearing up a few things on the competitor side, and then we'll be jumping into the action.
Just giving the cat some milk.
Yes, to stay hydrated and fed.
Alright, let's do this. The players are ready, the match is made. Let's jump into round 2 in this best of 3.
And hopefully with no technical difficulties this time.
Hopefully, yes. Time's up, let's do this. Alright, so, I don't know what to expect out of this match. Team Gyat's going with Seep, so we would expect them to play the same strategy they played last round, with the nukes, with something like laser defense, laser support. On the other side, we have Folium Veride playing with the Pinch Fist Commander. The dead giveaway triple turbine start gives Team Gyat all the information they need to know about what to expect for the coming few minutes. We do expect some heavy weapons rush out of Folium Veride, although the players, specifically Jernisti and Neaton, have a habit of going for an early upgrade center when playing generally. So I would not be surprised to see an early upgrade center out of Folium here, despite them playing Pinch Fist. That will, however, potentially cause problems, as we're going to see quad and nuke out of... Is that going to be 5 nukes out of the Gyat? Surely they don't go 5 nukes. Gengar, it's hard enough to fuel 2 nukes on that economy. You're going to try for 3? That would be an interesting decision. I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out. Yeah, I'm not terribly surprised to see double upgrade center out of Folium here, despite playing Pinch Fist. This is not a pure heavy weapons rush. They are going upgrade center and eco, and probably shotguns. Yeah, that's just triple swarm missile out of Gengar. That's going to be an interesting idea. Alright, well, we'll see how this turns out. We do see Jernistian and Eaton building themselves incredibly chunky. I actually want to... I may want to steal that from Eaton here. That flak positioning is beautiful. Although, maybe I'm less interested in stealing it now that I realize it consumes one of the mine slots, which is unfortunate. That's got to be hurting Eaton's soul a little bit, only having 5 mines when you could have more. Maybe he'll slide it around a little bit later. But for the time being... Okay, so the Gengar, what are you doing, man? You're building a mine on the other side? Oh, I guess... Maybe I'm judging a little too quickly here. Gengar moving the mine to the rear and going 2 swarms means that the rear swarm has less likely chance of slamming into Butterdog's defenses. Means Butterdog gets a little bit more front space to work with for defending, for wood spam. And he still gets a reasonable amount of mines for the swarm cells. Yeah, there's no nukes on the board yet. Both players from Team Folium recognize this, so they're not immediately expending everything on anti-nuke defenses. But they're gonna have to start doing that right now because the nukes are on the way. They're under construction, which means Team Folium can't rely on this relatively thin armor with some sandbags to keep them alive. But they are getting aggressive. Instead of going heavy weapons, they're just going straight into rockets. We see multiple rocket launchers coming out from every player. The red team on the right-hand side. It's going to apply some pressure on Team Gyat. Now, Team Gyat is ready to rumble. They have anti-air on the board, buzzsaws, and snipers for each player. So this is not going to be just free rockets. We have AP snipers coming out of Folium here, which will cause a lot of problems for Team Gyat. Gyat is not prepared for the AP snipers. And in fact, Team Gyat also has AP snipers. So this is turning it to a knockdown, beat him up, drag him to the ground kind of fight. It's going to get scrappy. We're not going to see any heavy weapons tech. It's going to be all low tier, mid tier, and that's not going to change until somebody dies. Or until they've both been beaten back to the Dark Ages and they get just enough space to keep going up their tech tree without immediately dying. The first nuke is on the board and ready to launch. We'll see if Team Folium manages to deal with it. With their current defenses, that nuke must be manually shot down, or it's going to deal incredible damage. We're talking not quite core destruction, but close to core destruction. Ooh. The nuke is shut down. You see that wonderful... I still love the sound. That sound effect of the nuke splitting into swarm missiles is still one of my favorites. Just that screech. It's a lot. And it sounds amazing. But it does mean the nuke doesn't actually land. Oh, the rockets... Okay, wow. This is where things become a problem for Butterdog. With that amount of firepower, we've seen 4 rockets impacted. Butterdog will not be able to sustain that kind of firepower, as Team Folium is focusing on Butterdog here. This is going to be up to Gengar to save Butterdog from the rockets, or it's going to be loss of Butterdog here. As we see Butterdog is slowly crumbling, and there it goes.
Yep.
Time's up. Gengar mission failed. Butterdog falls, and with it, a hefty chunk of Gyat's firepower. Not just in terms of swarm missile launchers and nuke launchers, but also eco. The loss of the 3 mines just leaves Team Gyat with no meaningful amounts of eco, and the loss of the turbines means that there's not a whole lot of power left to launch the nukes. In fact, Gengar and his Team Gyat does not have the energy to fire both nukes at this point in time. And that's likely not to change very quickly because they're spending a lot of money on, reconstructing damage from the incoming rockets. And as we've seen before, one player does not, at least one fort's worth of eco, does not sustain these 4 rocket launchers worth of incoming damage. With no Butterdog to save Gyat, I don't see a way out of this for Gyat here. I think Folium just refires to victory. This is a checkmate situation here. The only thing that I think could really save Gyat here is an unforced error from Folium Veride. Either choosing not to fire or running out of energy, both of which are possible, and neither of which are likely. And yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Death by rockets. Folium Veride. I don't know if it was originally their plan to go with early game weapons, but I mean, the moment they saw and reacted to the rockets, the swarm missiles out of Gyat, I think was the moment that set Gyat on the back foot. Because they just shut down the missiles and then responded with their own. And that was it. Let's go ahead and jump on into the replays to get that sweet, sweet slow-mo. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of, it's not a single shot that ended it, so much as the slow crumbling of everything. Like, look, the shotgun got the final hit in this one, and it just broke a single strut of wood, causing the zipper effect to just collapse the entire core. To be clear, there was not much core left. Like, the core didn't, there really wasn't much left when it went down. And same kind of deal with the second fort. It was just the rockets got the final hit for this one, but I mean, there's not much left here. The core is fully exposed. We even had a rocket overpen, alright? I mean, come on. How often do you see rockets overpen? They have no penetration.
Yep, well, there you go. Clean sweep.
Well, that was pretty clinical, I would say, for this one. But that's going to bring us on to round 3 in this best of 5.
Round 3.
We may see a clean sweep here for Filium Veride if they defeat Gyat in this final round. This will give Gyat all the motivation they need to do something wild and maybe take a win off of Filium Veride. They know that they can defeat at least one player on Filium's team.
Yep, they knocked out Eaton.
All right, so we will be starting at now. As we move on to round 3 in this best of 5. And we're off. Team Gyat versus Team Filium. Here we have on the left-hand side, it is Team Gyat playing as a scattershot commander. The commander that defeated them in round 1. Round 1? Round 2? Round 1. Round 1. Gyat is playing as scattershots. We expect to see some 20 mils, although, given that this map is stalactites and the raw strength of howitzers on this map, I would not be surprised to see a howitzer 20 mil mix. Whereas on the other side, on the right hand, in the red team, in the red fort, it is Team Filium. Filium Veride. Eaton and Jernisten are playing as a Warthog commander. A pretty straightforward commander. We could expect to see some heavy weapons coming out of Filium here. Probably the standard play. I don't expect anything crazy out of Filium in this position. Probably just howitzers out of Eaton in the top fort, and I don't know, cannons, maybe lasers out of Jernisten. By the way, a lot of damage, but nothing exceptional. I'm more keeping an eye on Team Gyat to see if they do something wild to try to change their fate, adjust the odds in their favor. Unsurprising, we do see cannon tech out of the top player for Filium, laser tech out of the bottom player for Filium. It is indeed cannons for Team Gyat. Question is, okay, yeah, it will be howitzer for Butterdog in the top left fort. Bottom left fort hasn't placed a tech yet. Heavy weapons tech. I presume it is going to be munitions, but I've seen crazier. The EMP getting shut down. Token EMP from Jernisten. No token EMP out of Gyat, but they don't have the tech for it. Finally see the heavy weapons tech at a Gengar. They are indeed getting prepared for the 20 mils. EMP actually managing to impact Butterdog's base, only shutting down a single turbine, but still. Interesting. Butterdog going for a howitzer build, but placing a 20 mil in the position where the howitzer would typically reside. Did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. Okay. Why the howitzer grade storage if no howitzer? Either way, we're going to see 20 mil spam out of, it just looks like every player for Team Gyat, which is the classic scattershot strategy. Is that plasma out of Jernist? Yes, we do see fire beam, plasma beam combo out of Jernistian. So it's going to be fairly standard play out of Folium Viride, with fire beam, plasma beam in the lower fort and howitzer cannon in the upper fort. Whereas Gyat just run and clear, could just clean through a 20 mil spam. Oh no, Gengar, what have you done? It's not even a 20 mil. Standard cannon. I approve. It's a weird choice. Weird place for it, too. Makes me wonder if he's trying to hide it. Make it look like it's not there. Decent strat.
At least they have enough defense to survive the first howitzer shot.
Oh yeah. Gyat is thickened. They're gonna make sure they're not gonna explode immediately. Of course, the empowered howitzer could be a little bit devastating, but Team Folium doesn't actually get the empowered howitzer to start with because you have to fire a couple times to charge up your commander ability, so you don't get it at the initial volley, which is for the best, certainly. So I don't expect an immediate elimination out of Team Gyat. Although, Folium is... they are ready to... oh!
Interesting.
Nice choice. Oh, the aim, Jernistian. Oh no. Oh, it's a disaster.
I don't
Butterdog.
think I had seen this before. Because, like, basically, this was a door snipe, but there was a fire beam in the way, so it ignited and dealt the extra damage needed to destroy the 20 mil.
Yeah. That was wild.
Yeah, very
So-
impressive. And then 2 lines were gone.
Yeah. And that's it. Oh,
And now
oh
the
well,
rest
I
of the
mean,
defense, I guess.
I guess he survives. If he can drop the
Technically.
core in time, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, if he could drop the core in time, he could stop the fire from spreading super fast. It'll give an opportunity to reconnect before his base burns down.
Oh,
That was
smart.
That was smart. That was smart.
So he's like, I'm gonna die anyways. May as well just eject cleanly so I could get a nice. Still have a base remaining without losing the tech and everything else along the way. Of course, that's still gonna put him at a huge disadvantage because losing all of those weapons means that Team Folium is just they're just in the lead by a lot, and Gyat doesn't really have a position to take advantage of it. I mean, they have a 20 and a standard cannon, which is just pitiful damage compared to the raw firepower coming out of Folium right now. And the fire is spreading across the top of Gyat's former base. I think that's unsavable at that point. It's all gonna burn down, and there's not anything they could do about it, I think. Yeah, there it goes. And there goes the tech. And there goes everything. And really their hope of reconnecting. Because in order to reconnect, now they have to travel a long distance. And it's not that it can't be done, it's that it's expensive. And Team Gyat doesn't have the money to do that right now. So without the money to reconnect, the extra eco is just lost to them. And yeah, that's it. That was... This is a quick match. This was a quick round.
Very quick. Yep. Sub 8 minutes.
Well, that was clean, and I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that so quickly at all. I expected Gyat... I mean, the way they're starting, looked like they're gonna do a substantial more damage before that happened, but I guess not. Just the perfect shots out of Folium Verida ended it. Just cleanly and immediately. Like, this is a quick death. Like, it's like, alright, Eden got mad in that first round and said, nah, we're not playing with our food this time. We're not even gonna have enough fun giving a slow, painful death. No, we're just gonna execute them. And it did. That's the end of that. Alright, so let's check out those executions in nice slow motion. As we see the first fort. Firebeam igniting the 20, causing the eternal detonation, which is, devastating. Followed by heavy weapons. Lots of heavy weapons. Ta-da! And it all snaps off. This is why the plasma beam is good at these kinds of hanging forts. I didn't realize he'd almost sniped the thing on the way down.
Oh, that would have been good.
That'd have been hilarious. It's like, no survivors. No witnesses. Only death. Yeah. That's a, nice clean victory for Team Folium here. Well, there you have it. Folium Verida going 3-0 against Giat in the semifinals as they move on to the finals.
Surprise, surprise.
I know, big shock. I don't think anyone's truly surprised that we see Folium Verida in the finals. It's just a question of who meets them there. And, well, now we'll find out, as it'll be Gunners United versus Cannons winner in the semifinals. Get Mateo helicopter back in. Alright, so we're going to be setting up the semi-final match, the final best of 5 of today. And while we do so, make sure to grab yourselves a drink, stand up and stretch, as we take a quick 5-minute break. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Forts Pro League, where today we're showcasing the semifinals. If you're just arriving now, well, you've missed most of it, as we're getting into the final round of the semifinals, where we'll be facing Gunners United and Cannons Winner off against each other to vie for that final position in the grand finals of Forts Pro League Season 4. This is what I'm looking forward to. Mateo Helicopter and Tar versus Benson Price for Glasha and Krieg Sul. Be facing off in this coming best of 5. A quick shout out to our sponsor, Alienware, who will be providing prizes for the winners of the Forts Pro League. As we look forward to getting some extra goodies for our competitors here. Ah, yes.
I'd like to do a bit of a shout out to the approximately 1,300 people that are watching this live. I think that's pretty cool across the different languages. It's like, I just really appreciate that people are so into watching these the Forts Pro League live, and yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of Forts love in the air, and yeah, we really appreciate it. And I suppose, what really helps us is everybody telling the world about Forts, because, it's this little game that started from initially one person to, we've a core sized team of 3, and we have a small little team that's helping us, and yeah, it's just really cool to see all these people watching this live.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it before, and I probably should say it some more, but Forts is the content that you guys love, and it's the content that you guys are here for. And you've got, you guys, the community generally, have said time and again, this is what you love, and you show up for it. And you're here today, and well, we're here to give you what you want. And we're starting that up again after this break with Gunners United versus Cannons Winner. We'll be jumping to the action momentarily. We're just finishing up the last of the cat herding and getting the lobby all created and ready to go. Let's go ahead and check out the bans for the upcoming match. This is a best of 5, so there will be 5 picks, or I suppose more accurately, 4 picks and 1 left over. But Vanilla Large and Boonies are both banned. Wait, does that mean we get to see some balls? Oh, Stalactites, Wingman, basically vanilla anyways, Caverns, close enough. Snow Leopards, interesting. I don't think we've had a Snow Leopards match. Oh, balls banned, okay. Fine.
Skylines.
And Skylines are the final. And the Commanders. We have Overdrive and Buster Band. Buster Band? That's
Buster. Interesting.
Don't see that every day. Oh lord. The mirror matches. Armadillo, Eagle Eye. Okay, I see some diversion. Seep and Armadillo. Alright. Alrighty then. So we have our bands, we have our picks, the maps are made, the matches are ready. I believe it's time to do this. Gunners United versus Cannons Winner. I'm excited for this. This is the final of the semifinals. The winner of this will move on to the finals to face off against Veride, the Eton team, as it were. I'm not surprised to see Greenleaf in the finals, but I am interested to see which of these two teams will come out on top here. I suspect it will be Cannons Winner, but only just barely. I'm not writing off Gunners United here. Not by any means, because these are players. I mean, we've seen. There's a reason Derbenzin has gotten like MVP. Like he's just a really good player, especially when co-op on death happens. It's like, oh yeah, I have extra APM. I am become more powerful now. Like strike me down, and I should become more powerful. You could possibly imagine. So this is good. Alright, so in terms of this match specifically, we're talking Pinch Fist out of Gunners United. We'd expect to see those spindly bases and skeletalized reconstructions. Whereas on the other side, Cannon's winners going with the Eagle Eye Commander. Now this is a map we saw in the last round in the previous matchup. Eagle Eye is really good on this map specifically. The one trick with Eagle Eye on this map is that you build a howitzer in the howitzer position, and Tar's base, and that's the upper right fort. The right side fort, upper position. And you double shot it, and you do a lot of damage. Like all of the damage. Like game-ending damage. This is the strategy when you're playing Eagle Eye. It works. It works really well. So I don't know what else is going to be happening here, but I expect to see that out of Cannon's winner. As Mateo Copter is going for lasers. Classic.
Mateo Copter? Sounds about right.
Yes. Gunners United going for similar... Oh no.
Oh,
The sniper found a
once,
spot.
wow.
Yeah. Kind of surprised you got it at all. That angle's really hard to hit. It's not impossible, as you can see. But typically, if you're gonna go for that, you want to have it on the sniper at the lowered angle. Oh god, the helicopter. It's fine. Oof, that EMP just locking down the entire fort. That's a lot of lockdown. Oh yeah. Oh, it hurts my soul.
Oh yes.
Taking out the eco too. That's well. You love to see it, you hate to see it. It's fine. Kriegs with the EMP just being an absolute gremlin over here. That is more shutdown. Alright. What else are we looking at? There's not a whole lot of other action going on. I am not at all surprised to see the howitzer placed in the howitzer position for Gunners United. The EMP is not enough anti-air or snipers to shut it down. Kriegshole will be going for plasma. Yep, there's the placement of it. Expect to see a fire beam just below the plasma. EMP lands again, disabling a couple more mines. This EMP has done some great value work here, like... It's very effective. Very, very effective. Ooh, and it misses. If that had curved just slightly upward, that had just EMP'd helicopters, heavy weapons, that'd have been even more devastating.
Oh.
Oh! The animation overlapped. But it didn't explode. It was that close. I think the EMP has finally run its course here. Everyone from Cannon's winner is sufficiently defended that the EMP explosion won't cause any meaningful amount of impact anymore.
Looks like Benson is getting ready to fire his howitzer.
Yes. Derbenzin with the Pinchfish Commander gets the first howitzer constructed, which is not at all a surprise. Derbenzin is actually ready to fire it, although I suspect he's going to wait until he has both of his 20 mils. opened and ready to fire as well, so it'll be another 20 seconds or so. On the other side, Tar, his howitzer only 2/3 completed, and even when it completes is not going to fire it because he's going to double reload it. But here we go. First howitzer fired, and 20 mil follow-up. Is that lethal?
Oh,
No, but only just
good
barely.
damage.
If that plasma comes online in time, it does not. Oof.
It
does.
might,
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
and the 20 mils might finish that off whenever they reload.
Yeah, Tar on limited time here, because the howitzer
On the
comes in
body?
again. And the 20 mils?
He doesn't have the energy. Oh, he does. Yeah, has to sell.
Oh, wow.
Really good sniping.
And that is the power of Pinterest. Coming in, getting those shots off before anyone can retaliate. Cannon's winner not quite getting their weapons online before Gunners United brings down the pain and ending their first core. Well, that puts Cannon's winner in a rough position. I think it's almost I don't want to say unwinnable. It's just a really rough position.
It is going to be
Heck,
complicated for sure.
Yeah, because it's going to require door snipes for Cannon's winner. This is going to
Yeah,
be
but
a
at the same time,
I don't.
at the same time, the
Yeah,
top howitzer can't be door sniped.
Yes. And so it puts Cannon's winner on a clock where they have to do something before the game ends. If Kriegzoll never fires their weapons again, I think Cannon's winner just loses. Is the situation. Like, Mateo has to sit there on the plasma and just... Sorry, Helicopter has to sit there on the plasma and just fire it every time Kriegzoll opens his doors. And is not going to be able to do it this time due to repairs. Because if there's no retaliation, then Gunners United is just going to do that again and again. And as we see, there's holes in the defenses now. And that's going to be it. I think this howitzer fires, followed up by the 20s. And then there's no stopping it. It's just over. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Ooh, and the 20 mil kill steal.
There we go. Gunners United wins round 1 in this best of 3. Very, very well done. Well, that was not as messy as I expected it to be. Let's go ahead and check out some of those replays. A slow-mo. Yeah, so this is the first shot that started the digging process and nearly eliminated the howitzer. I think this actually left the howitzer fully exposed. No, it didn't. Not quite. Not this time. This one, I think, left the howitzer fully exposed, but alive, miraculously. I mean, look, the howitzer is just finishing now, despite it taking 2 alpha strikes here. Oh, yep. The sniper finished it off, causing it all to come crumbling down. Yeah. Very effective. Death before the 6-minute mark. And then, of course, the 20s coming in to finish. I must say, 20mm core eliminations is probably my favorite. Of all the ways to eliminate a core, a 20mm is just, I think, the most satisfying. Just so many kinetics. All right. The players are ready. The match is made. Let's jump into the next round, shall we? And we're off. Oh, wait.
Oh, we got a.
Are we
we got a
restarting?
problem. We're gonna
Yep,
restart.
This is a restart.
Something's not quite right.
Technical difficulty. Why are you like this?
Okay.
There we go. Have to restart the round real quick. Behind the scenes start, and then we'll jump right back into it. Round 2 in this best of 5.
I think it was they didn't choose their fort.
Yep.
Start.
Yes. Which means
Which is a
it has
nice-
implications about their strategy choice.
And it's a relatively new feature we added.
It is. The ability to select your fort, which core you are at the start, is quite nice, actually.
Oh,
Okay. Again, restart, I guess.
Okay. Restarting again. The restart seems to have scuffed
Please.
the settings. Okay. Good lord.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a small hiccup.
Yep, and it is a small hiccup. It's not like there's major. This is I don't want to say skill issue, but this is something the players have to have to deal with. They just have to select. They have to select the right buttons. We're permitting them to restart because
I
within
mean,
the rules of
it
the
is still
FPL,
a somewhat new system.
yes, it is. Players are unfamiliar with it, so it's not a big deal. All right. Now we're off to round 2 in this best of
Yes.
5.
Finally. Okay, now.
I was not paying attention to which player was where. So I was just
They
really
did
hoping.
switch.
They did switch, okay. Good lord. Alright. So here we have on
okay.
the left-hand side, it is Team Cannon's winner, Helicopter and Tar. Being eliminated in the last round, they're looking to switch things up. And they're looking to switch things up with their choice of Pinch Fist Commander. So they're playing as the Pinch Fist Commanders. We'll get to see them sell off most of their base. Expecting to see Helicopter and Tar alike do a little bit of backwards lean. And they're already revealing their commander choice with the triple turbine option. A pair of snipers out of Gunners United. Looks like they'll... Oof. Having to get into a bit of a sniper duel. Gunners United, on the other hand, going with the Warthog commanders. We can expect to see some heavy weapons out of them. And a lot of heavy weapons out of them. I'd say exclusively heavy weapons, but we've seen crazier. Alright, looks like everyone's chilled out with the snipers. No one's building more snipers. We're good. I'm kind of surprised to see Mateo Copter.
What now?
Oh. Guys, you can't do this.
Yeah, I mean,
I wasn't watching.
Guys.
I have two
He
hypotheses.
To lean his base back and messed it up.
Oh yeah, just too much back lean. Yeah. Yeah, Tar is a big adept of like doing a very strong back lean to have huge bases afterwards.
Yeah.
I had not seen him fail that before.
I mean, everyone fails at some time. It just, you know, it's painful when it happens. During this.
Gee. Okay.
Like, you gotta... That's what practice is for.
Mhm.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like running tier 3s. The rite of passage is collapsing your own base because you tier 3 and the ropes broke.
Oh yes.
It happens every time. Happens to everyone.
Looks like, yeah, he was just stretching his back a bit too much and snapped.
Well, the Benzine got the back stretch about perfectly. Kriegsul hasn't done much in the way of the back stretch at all. It's just lived with it.
I guess it might be harder to do the back lean on the top wingman fort.
I mean, it's different.
It's different, yeah. Maybe it's less. How do I say this? Less thoroughly, like
Practiced,
yeah, exactly.
less well known. Yeah, I don't.
Less developed. I
I'm
guess.
unsure. I don't know the back lean strats for the top base on this map. I only know the back lean strat for the bottom base. Maybe Tar was trying something different, or just didn't get it right, or I genuinely don't know. I can't speak on that much. But what I can speak on is that Cannon's Winner has 2 howitzers placed, and I think they kind of need to go with this risky strat. Because if they don't eliminate someone immediately, then it's going to be a 1v2, and they're going to lose. Off the base of... They're going to lose by virtue of just being... fewer
having
numbers.
half the eco.
Yeah, they'll lose on the eco, and they'll eventually lose on the weapons front. So they could take advantage of pinch fist here. Just wait until both howitzers are ready. Pummeled or Benzine or Kriegsoil, whichever one looks more
I would
vulnerable.
say Kriegsoil.
I was gonna say Kriegsoil is probably looking to be the most vulnerable here. That does mean Cannon's Wind is gonna have to adjust their lower howitzer position to be able to aim that high, and I
Yes.
think that's what they're doing right now.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks exactly what they're doing. They probably, well, yep.
Oh,
But they're
that's-
revealing the howitzer before the second
Oh.
one's ready. Almost pays off anyways. Though I
Yeah,
think that
yep.
deformation actually makes Gamers
That
United
is worse.
laser weaponry a little bit stronger. Just an unfortunate side effect.
But I mean, they didn't have the energy storage to fire both anyway,
Yes,
and they still don't have.
this is true. This is something I did not
Oh, the
consider. Oof. That was
Oh.
empowered too. If Kriegsoil had lined that up, that would have been a dead howitzer. And a dead
And a
Cannon's
dead
Winner
fort.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a dead fort. Like I still expect Gamers United to come out on top here, but that's a quick way to go out. Not a way you want to go out here as Cannon's Winner. Remember, this is only round 2 of a best of 5, so Cannon's Winner, if and when they are eliminated and out of this round, they will still have a chance for a comeback. They'll have to do the reverse sweep. Oh, it's pain.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
I think that's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, that's yeah. Ori is calling GG, and he's right.
Yeah.
Ah, but Helicopter has something to say.
Oh lord.
I don't feel like losing yet.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that was the implication of his words there, but yes,
Maybe.
they're not repairing. Just like they're letting it happen. All right. Looks like they're still going a little bit. We can expect. I don't know what to expect. I mean, Cannon's Winter doesn't have the eco to meaningfully do much here. They need turbines in order to function, and they don't have turbines. That's not going to change in the foreseeable future. So, like, Gamers United just needs to fire their weapons and end it, and then it's gonna take them probably a couple volleys, just because Cannon's Winter has some thickness to their base still, but I don't see an actual path out of this for Team's Cannon's Winter. That energy shield does reflect and keeps them in the game for a moment longer. I love to see the snipers here just to be obnoxious. Spite sniper, my favorite kind. And is this it? It should be it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Alright, off the back of an unfortunate opener, Gunners United takes round 2 pretty cleanly. Alrighty then, we'll be moving on to round 3 in this best of 5. Before we do that, however, we need to set up the match, and while we set up the match, let's go ahead and check out some slow-mo replays, shall we? You see the final elimination. Howitzer death. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, that was a bit. That was a lot of damage. Howitzers cause crumbles. You love to see it. Alrighty then. So this is one. So at the beginning I said I expected Cannon's Winter to have a bit of an advantage here. We're going against Gunners United. That seems to have been somewhat incorrect. But the issues that Cannon's Winter has suffered are mostly self-inflicted. So it makes me wonder if they manage to make a comeback here. We could do a reverse sweep if they don't make such unforced errors. That could be an interesting outcome to this, and completely possible. Very, very possible. Next map will be on Caverns. Caverns is a fun one. I like Caverns. It's kind of surprised to see snow leopards picked ever. It's like Caverns.
I mean,
but
it is a best
messier.
of 5 and not a best of 3.
It is a best
We
of
were
5.
bound to
yes.
see unusual maps.
This is true. But it looks like we are good to go. So we'll be jumping into the action here in a moment. Let's see if Tar and Mateo Copter can bring it back. I'm actually kind of expecting... It's about time to win one. Make it a good one. See if we can't get all 5 here. Alright, the players are ready. The match is made. And we're into the action, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Gunners United and Cannons winner as we jump into round 2. As we have, oh my, an Armadillo versus a Pinch Fist. Now this is going to be an interesting one, I think. Is it going to be exceptional? Armadillo is always throws a wrench into plans because it just doesn't die. And Pinch Fist is fairly standard, but it does make for some aggressive games. So whenever you have Pinch Fist on the board, things get messy at very predictable timings. Compared to the Armadillo pick, which just makes things messier and kind of extends the match. So I'm expecting, just based on the commander picks alone, that we're going to see Chaos start about the 5-minute mark and not stop till like 15-20 minute mark, which makes it for an interesting match. That's my original statement. And of course, you can never quite predict what players are going to do. Things could always go off the rails sideways. Mateo Copter going with the laser production facility in the upper position, which is not terribly surprising. It is the premium place to do it. Tar leaning his core backwards, though perhaps not as harshly as he did in the previous time.
He's doing some stretches first.
Yeah,
He's doing
just a
some
little bit of
restraints.
stretching. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, my heart
He's really going for it.
jumped a little bit. Yeah. Guys, he's got it. It's not collapsing this time. Just my heart, though. I think it skipped a beat.
Skipping a beat. Yeah.
Yeah. It did. The fort did the rocking thing when it was about to collapse. It's like, oh. When he caught it.
On that topic, Nose, does your heart ever skip a beat? Or do you not allow it?
Here on the left-hand side, Gunners United, he's going for the double upgrade center. I'm not terribly surprised to see this, but it does mean that they're going to be on the back foot in terms of aggression, which is, again, not a surprise. The Armadillo commander enabling those kind of defensive plays are totally options.
Oh, jeez.
More lean?
Well, you know, Derbentine was looking to lean, and he still is looking to lean, just that's a lot of lean. Actually kind of surprised he didn't collapse off of that.
Yeah.
I think his additional stability tech there is what saved him. But that's gonna throw some deformation into his plans. I don't think he was expecting that. I think it's not too rough. I think he's going to be fine. But especially as Armadillo, you want to have predictable base structure so that you can metal it down quite heavily. And this might just throw off the math a little bit, in a way that doesn't favor him. But alas, he will survive. EMP flies across the open chasm between the bases, lands, does some damage actually. So that's pretty good, shutting down helicopters, a couple of helicopters' mines and a turbine in the process. No, despite that deformation, Derbentine actually has a beautifully straight line of turbines here, which is kind of impressive. And that's some gorgeous looking lean over there.
Yeah, all the science of back lean is like leaning your turbines before starting to lean back, so that they are perfectly straight afterwards.
I'm just surprised because he had some unexpected additional lean, which I wasn't paying enough attention. So that just means that his turbines weren't perfectly aligned before the sudden extra lean was added, and it just made it
Or
even
maybe
more
he was
perfect.
looking to lean more, but later, I guess.
Something like that. It looks like Tar is just going clean cannons. Classic Tar strat. We get Howitzer with double cannon follow-up. Helicopter going triple laser beam. It's double plasma, actually, so he's going just straight for the kill. I think we've gone past the I'm going to do tricksy stuff and into the solo player, I'm going to kill solo carry the game strat. For both players.
Yes, looks like both are playing 1v1 right now.
Yes. It looks like they're
Which
doing
is
either
fine.
1v1 builds or 4v4 builds, which are just do the strong thing, get the weapon, get a lot of weapons, and just mass damage output. I will wipe out the entire enemy team, whether it's 1 player or 4 players, doesn't matter. And they're both doing that. Whereas on the other side, Gunners United is they're just building economy and armor. That's the whole plan right now. They both have heavy weapons tech, but they've only just now placed a plasma beam. I think he's gonna be behind on that. He's already got it covered with an energy shield, so Helicopter won't be able to snipe it out with a timing attack. But actually, is that true? I don't think it itself isn't covered. He just has the skill gap covered with an energy shield, so it's not gonna get. His core will be safe, but the laser not so much. As what is this weapons platform?
Oh,
Oh, that's cutting
Second
deep.
one?
oh, yep. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
there it goes.
Yep. Take that.
Helicopter coming in with the triple laser merge. Loses a fire beam in the process due to counter sniping. Door sniping taking out 1 fire beam, but totally worth the trade there.
Looks like Tar's Howitzer will take some time before being useful again.
Yeah, I think Tar's cannons as well is the same situation. He's purposefully trying to lean his base even further back, which may have catastrophic consequences. But if he does successfully lean his base even further back, he might be able to bring his cannons to bear. I think he just needs to redo the cannon platforms here. Just like
I mean, they
2, 3 of them or
might
something.
just have an angle on the weapons. And I say might with a lot
It's-
of doubt.
Yeah, we'll see. Tar will figure it out sooner or later. In the time being, Helicopter still has his weapons available. Looks like he's waiting for the fire beam to come back online before bringing the plasmas to bear. Yeah, we see the howitzer doesn't quite have the angle to hit that just yet.
I mean, Tar could always just like slightly tier 3 his cannons.
That's what I was looking at, thinking. Looks like at
looks like
least
top
one of them
one.
can hit. Top one can
Yeah.
hit the weapons platform. Bottom one, maybe, maybe not. There goes Pen. Who needs door sniping when you have enough lasers to just break through the front door? Oh god, that was actually
a
that's
clean shot.
dangerous. I think
Pretty
that
clean.
plasma could actually hit Tara's core if he's not careful. Just from the top attack.
Yeah, I think that's a good sign that he should lean back more.
Yes. Go on, follow it up, land it perfectly. Doesn't have the energy. So the howitzer can, in fact, hit Gamers United's remaining base now. The cannons should be able to do so as well, which will cause a problem for them. Does look like they're aiming for Tar's base, looking to eliminate Tar and the cannon firepower, which is probably the most effective decision. God, it just penetrates so. Who needs a concentrator when you're just Mateo Copter?
Oh yeah.
Just be Mateo, you'll be fine. Just be Helicopter, you'll be fine. Cannons from below doing a lot of damage. Oh, well, that's a dead fire beam.
Sniping. And the second one as
Oh,
well.
and he gets to the second one. Oh, that hurts my soul so much. Great sniping out of Gunners United. That was Like if I'm helicopter there, I'm unhappy about that, but that was very well done. That was very, very well done. Ooh. Trying to take out the mines and the swarm missiles for that matter. Tar going up to a third cannon. Classic Tar.
Only 6 more to go.
Is there a skill gap there? Not really. It's got a lot of tiny bracing. Only 6 more cannons to go. I don't think Tar's base can handle 9 cannons.
You would be
not in
amazed.
this lineup. I would be actually.
Oh.
Oh, helicopter getting door sniped. Oh, it's painful.
Wow.
This is
Wow.
why lasers are so good. Door
This is
sniping
why
helicopter
I like
taking
lasers
out.
so much.
Yeah, taking out 2 of helicopter's plasmas. The secondary explosions almost eliminating helicopter entirely. I don't think he could afford to put a plasma back in that location. Like, it's fire beam or nothing at all. I think he agrees. He's putting a fire beam back there and not another plasma. Like, he has to put a plasma like below the fire beams or just generally away from the core. One more detonation like that and helicopter's core goes away entirely. Dude. That's so many swarms. The howitzer comes. Howitzer goes. Trying the door snipe. Gunners United not quite getting it, but the sniper does take out another fire beam. There's just, the fire beams are brutal. Is that plasma a little close to the core? I think it's fine.
No, I don't think it will deal 25% damage.
I don't think it'll deal 20. If it does damage at all, it won't deal 25%. I don't think it'll deal damage. I think it won't deal damage. But even if it does, it won't be a big deal. Dude, Gunners United is just tearing helicopter apart. Between the snipers and the plasma.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
hitting the skill gap.
Yep. The skill gap is breached. The core touched, but not broken. Okay. Gamers United needs to get their portal online if they're going to bring proper offensive firepower to board. Tar adding another howitzer on top of the cannon stack. It's kind of impressive. Oh. Okay, plasma finally burns. I was like, is there a world in which that plasma survives? The answer is no. At least not this world.
Looks like Gunners United are transitioning towards portal nukes.
Yes.
Solid choice.
I don't know what...
I mean, if they had
I'm
a couple of
surprised to
beams,
see-
it would be way stronger.
Yes. Yes. And that's what I'm wondering. It's like, I don't think they have the time, is the question. Is my point. That they have to fire it, not because they desperately need to right now. Because if they don't, then they're never gonna get enough to.
Yeah, there's too
They're
much in
bringing
here
both
right now.
portals
This will
online.
never go through.
Yeah, I don't expect it to go through. I mean, I never say never, not with drunk nukes involved, but
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, I think they will never go through.
I was like, they have very limited time. As Cannon Winner takes one round.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god,
It's all happening.
that's just so much chunk to come collapsing down. Well done, Cannon's winner. That felt like a I got mad and I killed them kind of game.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm very okay with this. Alrighty then, we'll get set up for the next round as we check out the replays.
Second laser went through the metal.
Kaboom. Those lasers have been top notch for both teams, actually.
Ooh, direct hit.
The howitzer going clean to the core.
Yeah.
That just does so much damage.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Can they do the counter sweep?
They might.
The reverse sweep, the nether sweep.
You know, it's not impossible. And of the teams to do it, well,
Yep.
this is the team to do it. I think in this situation, if any team can, I think Cannon's winner will. Or Cannon's winner has the potential to do so. I was mentioning it before, but I think this is the start. They said, hey, we're not letting them get away with this one.
Yeah, it's good. Angry helicopter.
Angry helicopter. Angry helicopter wins rounds.
Yeah.
Danger copter.
What's his name? Helicopteo? Or was it
I said Mateo copter, but like
Mateocopter?
at this point, I think we may get angry anger copter.
Anger copter. Salt
He's
copter.
out here.
Salt copter.
Salt copter out here taking names and stealing badges. He's gonna win it if it's the last thing he does. All right, looks like we're almost ready here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the players are ready. The match is made. Let's start the countdown and get into the action. What could be the final round in this best of 5. The scores are 2-1, Gunners United leading. If Gunners United wins this one, then they will be victorious and move on to the finals. If Cannon's winner wins it, well, they have one more opportunity to complete the clean sweep and move on to the finals themselves. Time's up. Let's do this. Alright, so here we have on the left-hand side, the Team Cannon's winner playing as the... Oh, this is gonna be an interesting matchup. Left-hand side, Cannon's winner as the Scattershot Commander. Scattershot Commander, known for those sweet, delicious, empowered 20 mils, do a lot of damage. On the other side, it's Gunners United playing as the Seep Commander. We know what that means. It's gonna be nuclear launch detected. This map allows the nuke players to get a full economy while still bearing double nuke. We can expect to see that. Tatar, I realize it is too early to be punished by a buzzsaw, but oh my god, do I want a buzzsaw right now.
Unfortunately, buzzsaws don't come up before 1:30.
Yep, he's got some time. Imagine if this was just a pinch fist opponent. Imagine if Gunners United did pinch fist and dropped the tech first.
Or Hurricane.
Or Hurricane. And they saw this like, oh, well, I guess I just so happen to have the right tech to punish this. Let me punish this and just end Tar immediately. Oh my god, dude, it's getting worse. It's getting more juicy. It's such a perfect shot. I want it. I want to see it happen. It's not gonna happen, but I want it anyways.
I mean, the worst thing is a buzzsaw would maybe not just make him lean back more.
Because it depends on where it hits. Like if you get the angle where it hits the flat brace, the horizontal bracing the battery is, it's gonna not just pen, it's gonna take out the battery and the supporting stress there. And I don't see a world in which that doesn't collapse Tar. But there is a good chance it just goes directly into the battery phase tanks it, and it doesn't, you know, take the entire thing down, and just makes it a little bit more lean.
I mean, anyway, Gunners United is just going for silos, so no buzzsaws.
Yeah. This is what I wanted the buzzsaw, but that's not. I didn't expect the buzzsaw. Like, we knew they were going for swarm missiles in that forward position. Same thing with the upper position as well. So it is going to be mass nukes for Gunners United. Kind of surprised to see Kriegsul is not topping off with that final mine. It's kind of important. Let me rephrase. It isn't necessary for the strategy, but on this map, not getting that final mine is just like, why though? Swarm missiles launch as they hunt for their favorite food, turbines. They get one. That'll bring the bring Tar down a turbine. Quad swarm missile. We don't see any nuke upgrade. Wait a minute. Derbensing just placed a laser production facility. I don't think I've seen this before. This is new to me. Going lasers, and instead of nukes as seep, it's just lasers. Like swarm missile into laser as seep. I don't think I've seen that before. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't dislike it. It's just weird.
Maybe they will sell the workshop or wait for an upgrade center while the factory is building.
I mean, if you're gonna go with the upgrade center route, then you're spending your money on not lasers. At which point, why a laser production facility? But, I mean, swarm missiles are never a bad thing, especially with lasers involved because they combo so deliciously well. But like, I do wonder, I really do wonder how this is gonna play out. So we see double nuke out of Kriegsul, top right base. We see double swarm out of Derbenzin in the lower right base. We're going to see lasers out of Derbenzin in the right side lower base. Whereas left side is just 20s all day, and one howitzer out of helicopter on top. The howitzer is not terribly surprising. Like most maps of this kind, the howitzer is top tier, for the same reason as it is in all the other maps of this kind. Just landing it into the forward node position of Kriegsul, the direct opponent, can end the game directly. Especially because it drops the core, which in this map gets a double kill. The 20 mils when you're scattershot are still 20 mils. Interesting that he's going clean to the core rather than a...
Wow.
Huh. Alright, well, I mean it worked.
5 minutes 30.
Classic, it works. I'm kind of surprised to see him go clean to the core rather than going for the slice.
Double kill, yeah.
Yeah, because if you can get the slice,
a lot harder with 20 mils to slice.
This is true. This is very true. With 20 mils, it is a lot harder to slice. But if you can get the slice, the bounce.
I mean,
if you can get the slice, it is immediate.
One kill.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it wasn't explicitly scattershot 20s, then going for the slice would have been the superior option, but with 20s, then okay, fine. I am convinced, I am persuaded. Just securing the 1 kill is probably the most efficient way to go here.
Yeah, man,
Gunners United
won't be able to recover anyway.
Yeah, Gunners United doesn't have an upgrade center for nukes and doesn't have any energy weapons on the board. It's just swarms and buzzsaws, and that's looking like it's not likely to change in the near future owing to reoccurring bills. Repair bills, specifically. Yeah, I think Cannon's winner is just gonna win this one. I don't see... This is what I was concerned about with the upgrades, with the, not the upgrade center, with the, laser pick here.
Factory.
The factory. But what do you... How do you transition out of this alive? It just looks like it's a little slow. I think swarm missiles are expensive. There it
you
is.
go. Wow.
Gunners winner in a clean fight. Gunners United didn't really have a chance to shoot back, or even shoot at all for that matter, before Cannon's winner just kind of gunned them all the way down with cannons, lots of kinetics. So that worked really well. Well done, well done. It is now an even match as we check out the replays here. Here we see the first volley going clean to Krieg soil core.
Yep.
Lots and lots of damage. With the follow-up, plenty of cannon fire, and Gunners United goes down.
Down to the wire. Nice.
It really was. So I mentioned before, potential clean sweep, and this will be the deciding round for the clean sweep. Will Gunners United go down? Will they be eliminated in this final round, in this decider? Will Cannon's winner earn themselves the first clean sweep of the playoffs? Perhaps the only clean sweep of the playoffs, and move on to the finals? Or will Gunners United take victory after a pretty strong retort and move on to face Greenleaf in the finals? Folium Verde. Verde. Alright, so this last map will be on SSS Skylines, which is an interesting map because it is particularly easy to merge bases on this map. And so there's been some fairly prominent core suicide strats where at around the 45-second mark, one of the players will eject their core from the base on purpose and then merge bases, utilizing the co-op on death. And this is an unusual strategy that a lot of players don't like to have to deal with because it's just unusual. It's so far out of the typical playbook that not a lot of players, even at this level, are comfortable playing either with or against it. So this map tends to be not chosen or banned just outright. However, we are going to be playing it now in what is a decider match, the decider of the deciders here. So it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how this plays out, especially because it's the leftover map. There's only a few commanders left that these players can choose from. The players are ready, the match is made. Let's jump into it. Gunners United versus Cannons Winner. The final match and the clean sweep opportunity. And we're off. Here on the left-hand side, it is Team Gunners United. It's their turn to play as a scattershot commander. This is actually a really good map for scattershot here. They're playing against their opponents on the right-hand side on the red is Team Cannons Winner. So, Gunners United took an early 2-0 lead in this series. And they've, unfortunately, managed to get absolutely obliterated in the next two matches, bringing us to this final tiebreak, where Cannons Winner is attempting to, well, complete the clean sweep and bring themselves to victory.
No,
I'm not seeing... Oh, we may see Derbenstein here eject his core. Looking like he's getting prepared for that. Typically, you'd see the connector go up between the two bases before the core ejects. I think he's just selling off everything around his core before doing that. Yeah, this looks like the kind of build you do when you're going to eject your core. I'm not seeing evidence of core ejection out of Cannons Win on the right side. Yeah, there's the core eject. Is he not prepared first? Derbenstein, you really want to build a connector before ejecting the core. So otherwise you have Kriegzuel over here doing this trunk nonsense. Alright, well...
Okay.
Helicopter tried to snipe it out of spite. Alright, well, whatever makes him happy, I suppose. That's fine. So now there is no more Kriegzuel and Derbenstein. There's only Gunners United. United at last. Say that's a little bit of an inefficient layout there for the connector. They'll figure that out sooner or later. They'll have to do a little bit of restructuring, but nothing that they can't manage.
I'm somewhat surprised there is no tech share for Cannons Winner.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they are both going for cannons, so having a tech share would be nice. Though, I think especially with Armadillo on this map, like if you're both going cannons, just do the core suicide thing. Just eject your core. Like, why bother with tech sharing when you could just eject your core on this map? Well, I guess there are benefits to tech sharing, as opposed to ejecting your core. Namely that you have multiple cores.
And also you have more income.
Yes.
Which with Armadillo is always nice.
Yes. I don't know which team I would give advantage to at this point. I think I wouldn't. I think I wouldn't. We have the first 20 mil place for Gunners United. Cannons Winner did actually place a standard cannon before Gunners United placed a 20 mil. The positioning of the weapons is going to be relevant here, because Cannons Winner cannon in the lower right hand corner, while slightly angled, is going to struggle to hit the entirety of Gunners United base. As in, I would not expect that cannon to hit the cannon platform of Gunners United up here. Which means these 320 mils are going to be largely uncontested, as they can just rain kinetics down upon the red team's base. That said, there is a single howitzer here, and likely a cannon to get placed above it, which can retaliate. But as you guys know, 20 mils are particularly effective at defeating howitzer rounds.
I would expect Cannons Winner to straight go to the core.
Yeah. I'm expecting the Cannons Winner cannons to go clean to Gunners United core and just kind of ignore everything else. And when that doesn't work, because there's two players worth of eco defending the core, then things are going to get scrappy. At which point, Gunners United is going to have some advantage due to just weapon positioning and raw firepower output. There is, however, a chance that, well, for one, there's a chance that Cannon's winner loses all their weapons to a buzzsaw and a sniper. There's also a chance that Cannon's winner's cannons actually pen and eliminate the core without Gunners United being prepared for it. Oh, there it is. Buzzsaws, doing buzzsaw things. Cannon's winner not properly defended, relying a little bit too much on the wood spam, getting a little greedy with their defenses, leaving the front completely exposed. Well, that's rough for Tar. Oh, and the buzzsaws even taking out the storages. Oh, that's rough. Sniper taking out mine. That's even more rough. So Cannon's winner's in a difficult position here. The cannon for helicopter is the howitzer for helicopter is their saving grace, and it's only a matter of time before it gets slammed by triple 20 mil. And those triple 20 mils are they have a good chance of being empowered because Gunners United is at 94% power, commander power. So once they do anything like fire one extra 20 or just a couple more buzzsaws, they're going to get their empowered ability. And Tar's going to die here. He's going to empower it, it's going to go straight to the core. It's going to kill Tar. Is there room to oh no, he doesn't have the angle. He's going for the howitzer. That's even worse. Oh my god, how is that alive? It isn't. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. Cannon's winner has lost every single weapon at their disposal. Their cores are wounded, their base is deformed, and Gunners United has all of the cannons available to them. They recognize that they don't need to worry so much about defenses. They're opening up their tiny doors, giving them full field of fire, and they are just going to lay the pain. I don't see a good way for Cannon's winner to come out of this alive. I think Cannon's winner, while coming close to the clean sweep, has just gotten ferociously outplayed. And is now in a position that is exceedingly difficult to return.
Wow. Yeah, we got angry gunners.
Very angry. Gunners United has gone mad. And going up to 620 mils. It is worth noting that snipers can defeat 20 mils because they, the 20 mils take so very long to expend their ammunition during their volley that the snipers can get involved and actually eliminate them.
But that would require having a living sniper on the field with 620 millimeters constantly shooting.
That would require that, which is a very difficult just concept. Doesn't happen very often, but it is possible, especially if you put snipers on the fringes where they're not going to be primary targets. Oh, helicopter almost getting ripped off the surface, and they lose a core. Cannon's winner reconnecting to most of Tar's once mines. Oh my god, just the autocannon kinetic firepower. The sniper tried and got cannoned for it. Well, this has gotten exciting.
It has.
Cannon's winner has a chance here. The next time Gunners United opens their core to fire, opens their top weapons platform to fire their 20 mils, Cannon's winner can use their single 20 mil door snipe, and potentially wipe the entire platform. They have very limited time to do so.
I think this must be it.
Yeah, alright, that's it.
Well done.
The door didn't even open. They needed to be sitting there
No.
with the door open waiting for it, and they just didn't have it. Gunners United wins it, taking this best of 5, 3-2 over their opponent's Cannons winner in what was very nearly a a reverse sweep. Good lord, that was dramatic. Congratulations to Gunners United. Moving on to the finals.
That score is backwards, I think.
It is backwards.
So close.
Well done, Gunners United, going 3-2. And moving on to the finals.
That was good excitement. That was what a.
I liked
thought they
this
were gonna.
matchup.
I thought they were gonna stumble there, but we had an angry copter there, but the Gunners got angrier.
Anger Copter almost did it. It was so close, and it would made
So
for a
close.
great game all the way. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and check out some slow-mo replays as we say good games for today. Good lord.
That was good. And we saw the what do you call it? Core ejection suicide tactic kind of work. I mean,
Yeah,
it seemed quite effective,
It's not the first time we've seen the tactic in the Forts Pro League. It just it works. It gets the job done, and it does a lot. It is one of those strange tactics that a lot of players. It's new, is what it is, and it's new and it's scary. God, this is the shot that changed the game here. The snipers coming in afterward. I wonder if,
Wow.
looking at that, had they placed a sandbag in front, that would have saved it.
Or a turbine, yeah.
Or I don't think a turbine couldn't have fit there because there was metal in the way, blocking. But a sandbag could have fit there, and that would have made the difference. That would have caught those sniper rounds. Ah, that's just so much DACA. The shotgun 20s aren't quite as satisfying as just the chainfire 20s.
Yeah.
At least in the slow-mo. But good lord, are they effective.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we'll see all those people play again next week.
Yes. Yes, we will. Quick shout out to Alienware for putting some sponsored prizes in. We'll find out next week who earns them. As next week we will have the third place match.
Yep.
As well as the grand final, deciding the victor of the entire Forts Pro League season.
Grand finals, which will be a best of 7.
Lots of matches for you guys. That makes me happy.
Awesome. Me too. Thanks for that, guys. That was good fun and great play, and we even dodged a few technical issues here and there, but I think that all went quite well in the end.
It did. And I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys, I want to say have a good night, everyone. We'll be going live again, or at least I'm going to still be continuing live, doing some more forts for everyone who wishes to join with the community.
Cool.
But that's going to be it for the Forts Pro League for this weekend. Make sure to check back same time next weekend for the finale of the entire Season 4. Without further ado, I'm going to say thank you for Nose for joining us and helping to put on this great commentary and answering any of the questions you guys have in chat. Once again, shout out to 42 Scientists for doing a majority of the cat herding and keeping things all running smoothly behind the scenes. And a
Thank
quick
you.
shout out to Anati, who are listening but are not doing much speaking. They are the ones managing most of the putting on the visuals and the show for you guys to watch.